so you know me well enough to know that I'm a cynic, right? I'm a cynic,
No.
or sometimes I'm a realist. One or the other. I'll let you be the judge here. So this is a stain on baseball, correct? I think we agree.
Yes.
But how about a little player-on-player hate? How about the potential for a little player-on-player crime? You've got Alex Wood of the Los Angeles Dodgers suggesting that somebody's going to throw at somebody and that could happen a lot this year. You've got Cody Bellinger saying Altuve stole an MVP from Aaron Judge in 2017. There is a really important collective bargaining agreement negotiation, a CBA negotiation coming up here between the league and its players' union over the next season plus. I don't think baseball is at all bothered by the notion of unrest between players because it's benefited from that before.
All I have to say is that the players' union and all their members were fully galvanized after what's happened in the last 2 years in the quote unquote, and I'm just using the word collusion, even though it hasn't been proven, the quote unquote collusion of the owners to really not hire many players, not sign them. And they were all very excited about this, getting something out of this collective bargaining agreement. And now there's just a chasm between them. This is going to be just so hard to repair. And it's not only, but the one part is, Scott, that I sort of disagree in the quote unquote, joy that Major League Baseball may have in the rift is that this is sort of the biggest nightmare because what Cody Bellinger said about the fact that Jose Altuve, he says that stole the MVP from Aaron Judge, then you're questioning everything. You're questioning every award. And that's just really not a positive for Major League Baseball. It wasn't only Jose Altuve, right? There's a lot of results all season. So in that sense, I really don't think that Major League Baseball, is going to be happy about that. Now, the players are no longer galvanized. To get these players together in one common goal is going to be very, very hard.
That's the voice of Marly Rivera of ESPN. She is our MLB insider on Tim and Sid. Arash and Scott MacArthur in for the guys. I wonder if the next memo from Rob Manfred's office is not about the lack of technology. It's not about shut up and don't talk about the Astros. It's, hey, teams, stop throwing at the ear hole of Houston hitters. I wonder how long it's going to take before baseball and the commissioner's office may even intervene in that.
There's going to be some clear warnings immediate. This isn't something that actually teams have already sort of being warned about. Okay, you can sound off, do this. Actually, not warned, recommendations that, okay, from now on, can we just move on? And it is something that I know specifically that the players at the Yankees have been recommended. Like, of course, say what you think, but then later on, just focus on the future and focus right now on your team. But the warnings are going to be very clear, Arash and Scott. You know that. This isn't going to be no joke. The first time there is a little chin music, that is going to be right there. It's going to be interesting how the umpires handle it. And of course, it's going to be very interesting how Major League Baseball handles it, especially from the operations side. And there's going to be a memo. There's going to be a memo of we will not tolerate, right? This. And let me remind players, as much as you think that the Astros, that the Astros cheated and they broke the rules, it also is against the rules to just beat up guys, right? With fastballs. It is.
Well, it is, Marly. And look, it's one thing to say something in an emotional moment. We know that these pitchers, for the most part, I mean, Rick Ankiel and a few others have been examples to the contrary, but for the most part, these pitchers can put the baseball where they want to.
Yes.
And if somebody is throwing at the meat of a guy's ass cheek, that's one thing. If somebody's riding one up shoulder level up toward the neck, there's going to be a moment of very quick and long-term regret if he pins a guy and concusses him, or even worse. So you got to sort of set your emotions aside if you're a pitcher for an opposing team.
Well, not only that, and at the end of the day, I find beating players ridiculous because it affects your team. It actually doesn't affect them in any way, except if you really hurt them, right? But you're only hurting the player personally. It makes no sense. You're actually putting a runner on base. So I agree with you guys. It's going to be really, really frowned upon, quote unquote, and it's going to be very careful. But I mean, it's going to happen, and I do expect some major, directives from Major League Baseball towards all baseball players. And you know what? To go out there and simply say that, Like, be careful the next time you come to my ballpark. And not only that, the Dodgers also have to be very careful. The Dodgers blew some games at home that the bullpen blew. So I don't know that I agree entirely with Cody Bellinger's assessment of, oh, no, you stole a World Series from us, because the Dodgers lost a Game 7 at Dodger Stadium. So let's just be very clear that, fair is fair. It doesn't mean that the Astros deserve to have won the World Series, but there's no way we can know that. And that is what I really wish that Jim Crane had said yesterday, that he had said, we cheated, we broke the rules, but I believe that we still would have won the World Series because we had talent. But the difference is that we'll never know. They won it by cheating. Yeah.
Marley, we have 30 seconds. You're at Yankees camp today. Is there even a point of playing the 2020 season, or are they just going to win the World Series?
Well, after watching Cole's bullpen today and talking to Gary Sanchez after, I said, Gary had the Cole look, and he goes, did you see the guy who pitched in the playoffs? That's how he looks. So I think that that banner is going to be high up there, especially after the changes that the Boston Red Sox are going to do. But the Tampa Bay Rays are going to have something to say about that. And Charlie Montoya and the Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles are going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Marley, as always, appreciate it. Great to see you. We'll be seeing you down in Florida pretty soon.
Thank you, guys. And this was the best Valentine's Day present for me.
She lies.
Yeah, she lies. You make us blush,
I
Rivera.
lie so well.
All right. Have a great night. Marley Rivera,
Thank
one
you.
of our absolute favorites, one of the best in the entire baseball beat.